told y'all. He said I'm in this joint. I'm tired of her. Cause see, lately we've spaced out our episodes more, and I'm here sporadically. And now he like, why is she here?
I think he just want to be in here with us.
He do. He just be wanting. He like, this is. I'm in the pod.
Yeah, he just want to be in here with us.
He said, you want to put me on the socials? Now I'm a star. His star has risen.
Welcome back to Thoughts in the Class podcast. I'm LaToya.
And I'm Kendra.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
And this is a weekly podcast where we give our unfiltered thoughts on a variety of topics.
Yes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Get you a drink, and we about to go.
Okay.
I'm in a good mood today.
I see.
Yeah, so get into it.
If you're new here, every week we do a drink of the night. So Kendra, what's our drink tonight?
So tonight is a drink that was sent to me by my partner. He was trying to, join in on the pod.
Yeah, that's his contribution.
And because he want me to make it later on. So this is a Crown Royal Sunset. And we use the, I want to credit the link that was sent to me from Treasure Luxe Fashion.
Yes.
And her name is Lawanna. She's I think a caterer, creator, all type of things in Atlanta. So we'll put her or you'll see her in the video.
Yeah.
But she uses orange juice, 3 ounces of Blackberry Crown Royal. I would say you could use any type of Crown Royal if Blackberry is not your thing, because it does have a strong medicine-y, grapey taste. And then she topped it with using a spoon to layer it, or so that it doesn't just dump in. Using a spoon to put in the grenadine. And what LaToya actually did, she added a little bit of lemon on top just to kind of cut that medicine-y taste. So, I hope you enjoy.
Cheers. You good?
I'm over here dribbling.
That blackberry, it has a very strong taste. So if you like, I don't like that. Anything that has that artificial like grape or that artificial like berry flavor, I don't like.
And the fact that it's alcohol, it is medicine.
Yes,
it tastes just like
it does. So definitely that little bit of citrus, because you get the citrus from the orange juice, but then the grenadine also has that strong cherry,
fake cherry taste.
Yes. Yeah. So cutting it down with that lemon, at least for me, just like a little squeeze of lemon or lime, something citrus to cut it down, cuts that taste out. It's a good drink once everything's mixed together, but just those two on their own, it's a strong flavor that's a little hard for me to process. Anyway, so what are we doing? We just going to get right into it? We getting right into it?
Yeah, I don't think it's nothing that we need to recap. Do y'all watch the NCSIs? I know you don't.
I don't.
Are you guys okay? So let me ask. This is a question, and I'm gonna know if people really gonna watch and is into the. What are the shows that you feel as if, and this could be a question for you because you may have shows that you feel the series that needs to finally come to an end.
Well, NCIS is one of them, and I don't even watch that. I'm tired of it. Although my husband would probably be mad because he loves them. He
watch all of them.
He watched all of them. He even did what you did and watched the fucking Sydney. And I was like, Kendra said that the acting is not that good, but then she ended up still watching it. And he was like, yeah, I just got it on for background noise.
Yeah, like it wasn't.
I said,
but I was invested at that point.
You're literally not enjoying it, but you still have it on.
Yes.
It was like, yeah. I was like, I'm okay, whatever.
So they have So these are the ones that have the multiple state or multiple countries.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the NCSIs because you have Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
or Awahi, however they say it, and then um, I think they have one in California. They had a whole bunch of them. CSI has a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
FBI,
Mm-hmm.
most wanted, international, the regular it's just a lot.
The thing is, the people that like those kind of shows, y'all love them, so they just gonna keep giving it to you.
I know, but then
they gonna change the actors, they gonna change the locations, they gonna keep the same formula of the storyline.
I feel like the start act,
Mm-hmm.
the starting or the original group, they're always really good actors.
Mm-hmm.
And then it seems like the more it's, you know how like
they run out of money, they can't afford to pay them no more.
It's not even just that. It's like, you know how you have a drink,
mm-hmm.
and the more you let it sit, the more watered down it gets,
mm-hmm.
and it just don't hit the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they could actually have the same things going on,
mm-hmm.
but y'all sound stupid when you talk about it.
I think for me, it's the Walking Dead stuff.
Okay.
Even though I don't really watch it
the
anymore.
survivors of the Walking Dead. The Walking Dead this.
Even though
we might get a special guest.
Even though I don't really I don't watch them anymore, but yeah, The Walking Dead, it has so many spinoffs that like I couldn't even keep up with it after a while. And I mean, in their defense, the spinoffs were pretty decent, but like it's just so many.
Told y'all. He said I'm in this joint. I'm tired of her. Cause see, lately we've spaced out our episodes more, and I'm here sporadically. And now he like, why is she here?
I think he just want to be in here with us.
He do. He just be wanting. He like, I'm in the pod.
Yeah, he just want to be in here with us.
He said, you gonna put me on the socials? Now I'm a star. His star has risen. Yeah. So let us know if there's any that you need to see. Now, okay, so I will say this.
And I think the reality shows can quit it. Like the Real Housewives, we don't need no more locations.
So because I was watching. So it's this girl that I used to watch on YouTube, and I still kind of like dip in and dip out, and it's only because like I now watch a lot of YouTuber stuff to see what places they go on vacation, because I want vacation ideas of things that they've done, places to possibly stay. Part of my research, and this girl, Neek. And she used to be married, with this other guy named, whatever his name is. Anyway, she's new on Basketball Wives Orlando.
Okay.
This season. I did not watch it. But watching her YouTube, she lives in Houston, Texas. And her son lives with her mother, and then she's originally from Louisiana. But you only was in Orlando just to do so that you're not really.
That's the other thing.
And you're a girlfriend.
They have to bring people in that
because
they don't live in that area. It's too much.
It's too much. And then you fighting over with people that you don't even know.
And why even call it that? At this point, just call it NBA Wives. It doesn't matter where you live.
Wives/girlfriends.
Right.
Because
they have exes.
It's exes on
they
there. They
did do exes.
But it's exes on the whatever, NBA, basketball, whatever. And they have the wives, they have the exes, they have the girlfriends, they have the baby mamas.
It's mess.
And they have it only as basketball because like her boyfriend only plays overseas. So, but I'm just like, away with you.
Yeah, they can. They can end that.
Yeah,
they can end that. I wouldn't.
I'm not fighting with nobody that I don't be hanging with regularly. You ain't fighting no friends.
No.
But anyway, what other shows are you getting tired of? Like, wrap it up. Also, when I went to dinner, so a friend of mine we had a birthday dinner for her. We'll go a little further into this because it's part of one of our
topics.
Thank you. But we were talking about different shows that were on, and someone brung up Judge Me Not.
I never watched it.
She said it's so good.
What's it on?
I would have to look it up.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on BET Plus or not.
It's reality.
No, it's a show.
Okay.
And she's a judge. And
I heard of this. I heard of it.
So she's saying
she's a black judge.
Yeah, it's a black
judge.
Of this. She got like a little shortcut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen clips on like TikTok and stuff like that. And so she said it's like you'll see like this full dramatic of what happened, but it actually only happened in her head because she's kind of had some mental things going on. I was like, okay.
All right, well, we can watch it.
Yeah, we need to get into that.
And,
so,
y'all watch it too. If you already watched it and you recommend, like, get in the comments.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Let us know what you thought. Your thoughts. All right, so let's get into the show. Oh.
So, speaking of all the reality shows and the dramatics, what would you say is your most toxic trait, or if you've grown, what would you say in the past was your most toxic trait?
So, my most toxic trait is
or one of, like, because maybe you don't want to like put yourself out there like that.
I ain't tripping.
Okay.
Mine is, I have a few. So the one that comes to mind, because I just really did it here in the last few months, is being petty and knowing, like, making somebody do something that I do all the time.
Okay.
So
explain.
If I'm the one that always asks to go out to dinner, I won't ask you. And you're like, dang, we ain't been out to dinner.
I feel like that's still. I don't know. I won't say it's making somebody do something that you do all the time, because they can still not do it. But I definitely think it's petty.
But then I don't just be quiet about it. I bring it up.
Yeah.
And I be like, oh, dang, that's so crazy how we don't go out. So it's like, if you're going to do it or you're not. Like, don't talk about, like, you just be petty and don't say nothing. But I'm like, oh, that's so crazy. You want to hang out? Oh, shoot. You know what? You need to ask me, so I guess we're not going out. Kind of thing. I
don't think that's that bad. I don't think that's that toxic. Because it's like, you wouldn't do it if you wasn't put in a position to. You know what I mean? When I think of toxic, I feel like stuff that people do is like, it's no reason for you to do that, but you still do it.
I mean, I feel like, okay, so I'll give you another one. I can't go into like,
just whatever you feel comfortable with.
I'm trying to think. What is my? I don't think I have.
Like, do you just be petty for no reason?
I never have no reason to be petty.
Well, so then I don't think. I mean, being petty is a toxic trait within itself, but
maybe that's my toxic trait, is that I love to be petty when I have the opportunity to be petty.
But I feel like if somebody giving you a reason, to me, I don't feel as that is toxic. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have, like, I'm just not that, like, I wouldn't call my traits necessarily toxic. I just feel like they are. I'm very, maybe it's that I'm impulsive.
Okay.
But not in a way like it's harmful. It's not harmful, or maybe because when I'm agitated or I have a lot going on, I'm snappy. But I don't have anything that's like, you literally cause fights.
Yeah.
Just to
have
just
you
to get
in the past though?
Because I'm not an arguer.
Yeah.
I do not like to. That's not a thing for me. So I honestly don't know if I have anything that I can really say is like, oh, girl, that is toxic. Like
you know how some people will be like, oh yeah, I argue with my man on purpose just so
knowing that I'm wrong.
Yeah, just or just so we can make up, or just so he can do. Cause, like, you know, people they antagonize, they do stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I would say for me, in the past, my most toxic trait, I would say, was lack of accountability. Like, I would do. I wouldn't do stuff on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
but like I would do something and then be like, well, like I would just not take accountability for it. Like I'll give you an example. Like when I was dating in high school, so I had a boyfriend in high school, and there was another guy that asked me out on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, I can't go on a date, because I got a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, all right, we don't have to go on a date, but you know what I'm saying? If you just so happen to be at the bowling alley and I just so happen to be at the bowling alley, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay. So we go to the bowling alley. So I get caught up. And my boyfriend like, yeah. So he was at the bowling alley with such and such. And so I'm like, well, no, he just so happened to be there and I just so happened to be there. And he like, yeah, but like y'all on the same lane. And I heard that he was like, buying you, snacks and shit. Like y'all was on a date. And I would like argue
That's
him
not what
down.
we said though. I was there.
And he was there. And I would argue him down. Like
he was just trying to be a gentleman.
I wasn't on no date. So you just go bowling by yourself? Yeah. Like, and in retrospect, now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, that was toxic. Like you take accountability. Like you knew that was wrong. Y'all try to be on a fake date. Right. And you was.
You finesse. But you was trying to finesse.
I wouldn't admit to it though. I would be like, no, that's not what happened. You know what I mean? So I would say then that was probably my most toxic trait. Like if there was a way I could get out of something,
oh, you gonna do it?
I'm getting out of it. So what I actually said was right. I didn't necessarily lie.
Right.
This is what I said.
I finagled it.
Yeah, that. Now I'm just kind of like, whatever it is, what it is. I fucked up. I'm sorry, or whatever the case may be. I don't feel the need to do that anymore. But I will say now, I can be a little bit. I think my most toxic trait now is I can be a little bit harsh. I don't know the word I want to use. Like not as considerate of other people's feelings. Like I said what I said. You know what I mean? And I feel like I don't do this on purpose, but sometimes when people say back to me what I said, like, you just told so-and-so this, and I'm like, well, I meant exactly what I said, but I didn't mean for it to come out like that. Like, I'm sorry. And so to me, I feel like that's something that I could work on. Like, how I say
how
stuff.
You present things.
Yeah. Even though sometimes I like, okay, like when we was at the watch party, and I felt like I didn't feel like I was saying things in a certain way, but my family like, you was being snippy. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry that I'm sorry, but I wasn't. I just in my head, I just feel like stuff just comes out, and I don't take a moment to consider how other people may take that.
And so with that, do I want to comment?
You can. I mean, we can always take it out if we need to take it out.
I think that is a defense mechanism, especially with your family.
But I get that feedback even outside of just family. I get that feedback in general. A lot of people, like, even at work sometimes they'll be like, oh, you told so-and-so. I'm like, no, I just said, here's what we need to do. Let's do this, then let's do that, and that's how it'll go. Like, I think
people aren't, you know what I really believe? I think people are not used to direction, and I think that everybody's trying to have it where everybody has an input, and a lot of times, like, a lot of people use the sentence, I think we should, so that it doesn't seem like you're trying to be forceful. Like, this is what we should do, and if you say, you know what, this is what we're doing, this, that, it's real different said, you know what, this is what I think we should do, and doing it. That should makes it seem like you have an option.
Yeah.
And when you aren't given that option, it's like, oh, well, she just trying to take over.
But then, so I guess the issue is this. I don't want to be perceived as bossy. I don't like that. I don't think that's positive.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't care for disorganization and kind of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, let me come in and get it organized. But I also feel like I'm the kind of person that if somebody has a better idea,
Mm-hmm.
okay, boom, that's a better idea. All right, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like, it has to be my way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also like, all right, this is what needs to get done. I'm bringing to the table my idea of how I think it can get done.
Mm-hmm.
I've never closing off the door to nobody else can give their input.
Mm-hmm.
Other people give their input, then I'm like, all right, that makes sense. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel a little bit attacked sometimes because it's like, what am I doing that's giving the perception that I'm being bossy? When it's like, if you tell me something, I'm like, okay, I consider what's being told to me, and if it makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
granted, I guess that is kind of centering myself because it's like, well, it has to make sense to you.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm just gonna say this. Yes, it has to make sense to me because a lot of times, if it doesn't make sense to me, then it probably don't make sense to other people. Like,
not necessarily.
Okay, not necessarily, but I feel like I also leave room for that. Like back to the decorating situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, look, I don't want to put up that thing and take it down, and so I'm trying to figure out a way to do this where we don't have to do it.
But that's the thing.
And
so
my cousin's like, well, I don't mind doing it. All right, boom, go get it then. We'll do that.
But
at first you wasn't giving me the. I said when I first came in, she said, do you want the arch? I said, no, because I don't feel like putting it up and taking it down. I said that. So she was like, okay, well, however you envision it, we'll go with it. Okay. But then when she's like, well, y'all this is not, I'm not feeling it. I'm like, okay, fine. Let's do it a different way. Let's just get the arch. I don't want to be responsible for the arch. If you're saying you're going to be responsible for the arch, then I'm with it.
So this is where I can see someone saying the feedback is because the way that you present it, it's like outside.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not my idea, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
And so when you're like, so in retrospect, it's like, okay, you want to do it your way. You don't have tape. You don't have string. You don't have any of the things that we would need to do it your way.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, yeah, I don't have none of the stuff I need to do it my way, but I'm still not helping you do your way. And it's like, how does that make sense?
Yeah.
When I have all the stuff to do it my way.
So that is what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing that I need to work on. Is a lot of times I'm in a fake place of authority. Like,
mm-hmm. You're put into a place that you have not signed up for.
And it's like,
yeah.
I didn't really have a vision.
Yeah, and that's I think that we so used to each other, like saying it. It's like, well, I don't really have a vision. We could all kind of collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody kind of collaborates,
mm-hmm.
right? You have to also understand sometimes in the dynamics of a family, there is someone that somebody looks to.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you're their leader. It's just the person that they look to. There is like, if I'm doing something, I may throw something out there and then look to my cousin for approval.
Yeah.
Or to see her input. Or more often than not, it's with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
But not because that's my mom.
Yeah.
It's because that's the person that I kind of
mm-hmm.
look to. And even if she was like, well, I don't feel like doing all that. And I was like, well, I'll take the lead.
Yeah.
But that's the first, I still go
yeah.
to her for the opinion.
And so I feel like that's the position that my family puts me in a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the position they put me in a lot. So that thing of me being bossy sometimes it's like, it's coming off as I'm bossy because you're looking to me for, like, if you wasn't looking to me to go, like, basing anything off of what I had to say about it, then it wouldn't matter, right? Because, like, my sister could say something and nobody would care.
Well, that's the thing. So being a boss and a leader is different, right? So if they're looking to you to lead, that doesn't mean that you have to take charge. It could be, well, you know what, you have really good ideas, and I know that you've been doing stuff. Just go ahead and just tell me where you want things to be. You giving instruction does not necessarily mean you having to give the vision of the instruction. It's like a leader is someone that's like, hey, this is your business, and I know that you've done this before. I don't know anything about art, and can take the step back. But you have to be the person to say it. They're not going to put you in that position they're not going to be like, well, Toya don't know what she's talking about. This ain't her niche, because they don't know, because you are into so many things. I'm going to kind of see where she's guiding me first. And if she relinquishes what I feel like is the thing, then I'm going to, just like when she was saying, when Deborah's friend was like, I did the table, but she still asked her for, like, she didn't just be like, this is what the table is. She did the table. She said, well, no, what are your thoughts? Because this is your space. You are in charge. You are the host. So I might have my idea, but I'm going to check in with you. She's like, girl, just do your thing. Now you've relinquished me to be able to do whatever I want to do. Yeah. So that's what kind of they are, where they're putting you. You have to, and you are the older cousin. Yeah. So you are the next, you are the leader that I'm going to look up to, and to see if what I'm doing makes sense, because you are into the mix. You are out and about. I don't want to just be sitting here like, and you sitting there like, I don't really look good. Yeah. Because now I feel like I've now let you down.
Yeah. So I think that's the work for me, is like, I guess, understanding that, and then just being a little bit more conscious of how I'm saying things. Because a lot of times it's like, I don't feel like I'm even, what I'm trying to communicate is not what they getting. It's like, no, I'm not being like that. I'm just saying, I'm using words, but it's like, yeah, you're using words, but it's not fully being received.
So the words that you are using aren't the words of nurture. Yeah. Right? They're of, I'm talking to a group of women that are on the same level, and it's like, no, these are people that are looking up to you. And so a lot of times when you say, okay, so this person is looking up to me, I need to say it in a different way for them to perceive it better. I was getting ready to say something, but now I can't. I forgot what I was getting ready to say. But this is what I was going to say. The relinquishing of the, which this is probably what you might be battling with, the relinquishing of someone, the power, that's for lack of a better word, to do it. It also comes with a, if it's not done right, can I live with it? Once you say go ahead and go with it, you can't then come back and be like, let's change this. True. And are you able? And so with you saying, I don't deal in chaos,
and so that's work for me too. Yeah. That I'll have to just kind of break that down as to, sometimes you just gotta let stuff be.
Yeah, it is what it is, and I think that,
or maybe even like you said, like maybe give a couple pointers, but like, hey, this is your thing, but I would just give a little suggestion of, maybe try this, maybe try that.
Yeah, and if they say, because more often than not, they're going to look back and say, well, what do you think if I put in there? Oh, you know what, that looks really good. Why don't you put some more this color over here, or put more this color over there, or, whatever. You can still be in the mix of things without saying, oh, no, this is your thing, and walk off. This is your thing, let me help you. And then, well, I think this should go here. What are your thoughts? Like, always checking back in as well, to give that. I'm checking in because this is still your project. Right. I'm still just helping you. I don't want to take control of your project.
Right. Yeah, and maybe that'll cut down on that feeling like you being bossed around. Anyway, I don't know how much of that is staying. Yeah. We'll see when I listen back to it.
And the thing is, I think it's because it's so, like, we have a perfect example. It's kind of like no one's, this is not growth for anybody else but the people on this podcast.
Right.
And us being able to talk through these conversations and allowing the viewing audience to learn something as we're learning together. Like, this is not a slight to anybody.
Right.
It's just us being able to have the conversation that gives us the opportunity to grow.
Yeah,
and to allow people to be who they are and love them in that way and not feel so like the moment they do something, it's like it's an attack against us.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Okay. So, all right, we talked about roles and all of that. So, have you ever been fired from a job?
So.
And if so, why?
I have never been necessarily, because of the type of work that I do, I don't get fired. I did get taken off of a job, and I don't think it was really my fault. I think that, and I'll say this because after the fact, my management was like, that is a very difficult customer to work for anyway. Because what they were saying doesn't make sense. So, like, it's stuff that I've done before that's never been an issue. And you're asking me to do something in which I'm not at that location. So, all I could do is call and give the information that you're giving me. You have a point of contact or person that's in the office that has done this before that I'm trying to talk to. And he's like, oh, you got it. Whatever. Like, giving me, like, go away type vibes. So, I don't know how to do it. And so also right before that happened, I had just lost Justin. So my mindset, I really wasn't even, if I could have just not worked for a minute, that's probably what I should have done. But going back to work, I think I went back to work 2 or 3 months after I had him. Because, I mean, they was asking for, like, petty stuff. So anyway, so that's the only job that I've ever been removed from.
So, yeah, same. My situation was very similar. I'm trying to think back to, like, the little jobs I had before, like, I started, like, working. I've never been fired, per se. I've been removed, but I've been suspended before. So, when I was cleaning, girl, me and this guy, he was also on the cleaning crew. We call ourselves taking a nap because we had, you know how you get into a little routine, and so we had finished everything early, and he had been taking naps in the supply closet. I didn't know it, but one day I caught him. I go in there, he in there asleep, and I was like, so this is where you be.
Coinky dink.
Yeah, so he like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Don't tell nobody, whatever. So I was like, I ain't gonna tell nobody, because I'm gonna get my nap in too. Especially when you're doing that kind of job, like we starting at like 6 a.m., right? Yeah. So like I've been up since 5 to get to the job, but we started super early. So at 1 o'clock, 12:30, I'm ready for a little nappy nap.
My eyes is closed.
So him and I in the supply closet. Now, the reason we got caught is because this one particular time we took a nap at the same time. Normally, like he would take a nap and I would still be out kind of doing rounds, and I would take a nap and he would do rounds. This one particular day, and he was sick and ended up getting me sick. He had a stomach virus, and earlier that day he had threw up. And so we on the cleaning crew, right? So I come with the mop and bucket and clean it up. And so he didn't want to go home. He was like, I'm okay. He finished up cleaning his areas and went and took a nap because he wasn't feeling good. But I at this moment, I didn't know. I thought maybe he just ate something bad and it came back up. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking he's really sick. He has a stomach virus. So he goes in the closet and I end up finishing up or whatever. So then I go in the closet, right? And he says, I'm getting ready to leave. So he tells me, nah, you can come on. I'm getting ready to leave, right? So I come in. I close my eyes, doze off, thinking he about to leave. Well, he doesn't leave. He ends up going back to sleep because he's sick, right? And so, next thing I know, I get woken up by my fucking supervisor banging on the door of the supply closet. So we jump up, and she's like, what the fuck is going on? And so she's like, basically, she wasn't playing with us. She was like, I'm writing y'all up. So she writes us up. And I got suspended. He ends up getting fired. And then I got suspended. But then, literally, the next day while I'm on suspension, I end up having a fucking stomach virus, right? So when I talked to him, I'm like, cause that day she sent us home or whatever. The next day we had to come into corporate. Next day we come into corporate, I get my suspension, he gets fired. But we had 2 different meetings, so I don't know what's going on with him. So I leave that corporate meeting and go home. That night I'm feeling horrible, right? End up throwing up everything. So I call him because now I'm like, okay, obviously I caught something. So I call him like, dog, were you sick? Because like I'm sick now and I wasn't before. And he was like, yeah, I had a bad stomach bug. He was like, and they fired me. I'm like, what? They fired you? He was like, yeah, I was gonna call you and check on you. I'm like, well, no, I'm not fired. They put me on 3-day suspension. So when I get back to work, my supervisor is like, basically she was like, he had been caught before. I didn't know this.
Yes, okay.
So she was like, yeah, this wasn't his first time. He had been caught before, and so he got fired. So she's telling me, like, this was a warning.
Right.
If it happens again, you're out of here. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm new to this. I didn't even know. I learned it from him. Like, I caught him too. And instead of me telling on his ass, I'm thinking, I could get in a nap as well.
You just why you got the nap alone.
So that was the last time I ever tried anything like that. I was just like, from now on,
not for me.
I will go to my car.
Right. That's what I was like. Why didn't you just go to your car?
I didn't have a car. I was taking the train at this time.
Got you.
So, but I was like, I would never do that again.
Yeah.
I'll take a long lunch. Dock me my lunch.
Yeah.
Because no more, never, ever again will I be caught sleeping on somebody's clock. But yes, that was the one time I got suspended. And then when I got removed from a job, it was a similar situation. And I didn't even do anything. Just the new manager that came in didn't like me. She didn't care for me. I never experienced that before. Like, just somebody just don't like you. And I was so naive in that situation. I remember telling my coworkers, oh, she just has to get used to us. She just has to get used to the team. And they were like, no. Yeah, she don't like, she didn't like any of us. And it was like, she not going to get used to us. I'm like, no, once she sees like how we work and like our whole connection, our dynamic and everything, like she going, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, give
she
her,
get on the razzle.
Yeah, let her, you know what I'm saying? Give it a
minute.
I was naive. I gave that woman way too much credit because literally one by one, she got rid of all of us. Well, had us placed in different offices. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, dang, you really just didn't like. You just didn't want.
I really just didn't like.
Well, I don't know. Anyway. So.
My job ends at my 8 hours.
And as it should. So, if y'all have ever been fired from jobs,
let
drop
us
down
know
in the
why.
comments and tell us why. Yeah.
Give us the tea.
Tell us why. I know a few people that I could think of off the top of my head that have been fired for jobs for things that, like, I'm like, yeah, like, that's
crazy.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been doing what you was doing. I know people that have, like, stolen money from their jobs. I know people that have, like, really did some crazy shit. Like, taking the company car, doing shit. Taking a company credit card, doing shit.
We just gonna lead them people with their ass.
Yeah, I ain't never done nothing that crazy.
No, I could not.
And then them be the ones that be mad.
Like,
it's like
I was gonna put it back. What are you talking about?
You wasn't even supposed to take it. Anyway, so you go out.
Well, let me set it up for
Okay,
you
set
real
it up.
quick.
Set it up.
And I know we've seen on social media a bunch of women doing these group trips.
Mm-hmm.
I know the group dinner. I know I saw one where the one lady brought a man, and they thought that he was supposed to pay for the whole thing.
Wow. Couldn't be my man.
Couldn't be, because he ain't paying for shit.
He not even coming, but
true. And then it was another one where they was arguing over the check or whatever, because one person was like, you the one that got lobster, this, that, and the fourth, and you think we supposed to half that?
Right.
That's crazy. So, group dinners, separate checks or all together?
I could go either way. I'm thank God, luckily I'm blessed enough that I could go either way, and I'm not going to fight with you over a meal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be taken advantage of, but I'm also not going to, if somebody is to the point where they feel like they got to argue over their portion, I got you. Because...
And that'll be the last time we go out.
Yeah, because a couple things going through my mind. One, obviously, is something going on financially, to whereas this is gonna make or break you. By the grace of God, I'm not in that situation, and so I'm not gonna sit here and fight with you about it. I'll just take care of it. But then, we probably not gonna go out again, because if you didn't have it, you should have said something before you came.
Yeah.
Or you should have let a couple people know what your budget is. Hey, we all going out. All right, y'all. Well, I listen, my budget is $60 tonight, or whatever the case may be. So at least we know.
Right.
But then also, you can't be the one ordering lobster. I do think it's inappropriate when you have people... When you have somebody that, say, I just got an appetizer.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is getting steak dinner, and I'm supposed to split the bill with y'all.
I'm not splitting that.
No, I don't think that's appropriate.
No.
And I don't understand. I don't understand where the disconnect is for some people. Like, why would we be expecting the person that got a $10 appetizer
to pay $40? Yeah, I think that I'll go with the notion of if you cannot afford to take yourself these certain places, don't go just because the group is going. And so I have an incident where I've been in that. I mean, this is of course when I was much, much younger. And so you bring enough, okay, if I'm getting this, but you're not including the tip. You're not including certain things. And I just feel like as we've gotten older, I'm in the mind frame of now, I know everybody wants to do cards. If you're going out for a group dinner, bring cash.
Bring cash, yeah.
Bring cash. And that way, if it comes down to it and someone says, okay, well, I have my card, at least enough people have cash where it will cover, where if it's one or two cards, okay, well, we'll split these, like, because a lot of restaurants, they're like, oh, we won't split more than like
four or 5 cards,
right? Yeah. So it's like, okay, so if it's 10 people, you 5 on one, you 5 on, you know what I'm saying? I think there's a way of doing things, but I do not want to go to another group dinner that is not either I've already paid for up front or people ain't got no money. I just can't.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. You got to know your audience.
Yeah, everybody can't go to Morton's.
And who you going with, because I think for the most part, I've been out with people who I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I hang around you often. So like, if we went to dinner and you didn't have it, I'm gonna see you again in a couple weeks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
And you'll have right.
Or there'll
right.
be another dinner where you got me this time.
I got
you know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
So I think that too. Like, it's the you need to know who you going out with.
Yeah,
like, don't go out with people that you don't know like that, or you've never been out to eat with them, so you don't know their mindset on it. Yeah.
I have, and I hate to be, because you want to support your friends, but then when you realize your friends have other friends, it's kind of like, ooh, I just don't want to be put in a position where, like if it's somebody's birthday and stuff, and ain't nobody trying to treat the birthday person.
I think that not everybody has that mindset.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. Like, if we're celebrating somebody's birthday, then my thought process is, let me make sure I have enough money for my bill, and if not their whole bill, at least a portion of it. Like, right. This is for me, and here's 30 on whatever they got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the thing. I'm like, you don't even have to do the whole thing. But if you say, here's an extra 30, like have cash to say, here's me contributing to, I may have gotten you a gift, but also here's me contributing onto your meal. But then I also be like, the birthday person, your people that you inviting.
Yes. So
you may want to have dinner at this certain type of establishment. You want to go to Morton's and stuff like that. Trust me, when I was, before me and my partner was dating, I'm gonna tell you where I was have Applebee's with my kids. When I wasn't making the money that I'm, or didn't have the joint income, we was eating a little different.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's appropriate. Like, stick within what you can afford.
Yeah. And because then I don't want to hear about it like, oh, child, I mean, you be eating at home for the next 3 weeks because of what we. And I don't like that. I don't like that because you're making me feel a certain kind of way.
I hate when people do that. Like, you knew where we was going.
Yes, you knew what the thing is. If you know where we're going, every menu has appetizers where you only have to get the appetizers and the side salad and still not break the bank.
I think the other thing is, though, like, have you been out with somebody where, like, okay, it's 4 people. We all get one drink and we get a meal, right? Mm-hmm. But then maybe somebody's really enjoying themselves and they keep ordering. So now they done had 4 drinks, whereas everybody else at the table only had 1 drink. Mm-hmm. Now it's coming and it's like, okay, we're going to split it 4 ways. That irritates me a little bit because I'm like,
how much you had.
Yeah, like if you're the one that ordered 4 drinks, then you should speak up and say, oh no, let me put in a little extra because I had way more drinks than y'all.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be on us to be like,
well, you had 4 drinks and we only had 1, so you can't volunteer us another 1.
Yeah.
No.
But you will have people that do that.
Yes.
I don't like that.
I don't either. And that's why I said I'm going to go out with the people that I can be like, all right, you got me this time. And we can, or it's like, no, you know what? I invited you. If I'm inviting, like, I ain't seen you in so long, let's go out. I'm inviting you out.
Yeah.
We're going out. And a lot of times I like my friends because me and my friends be fighting over who paying stuff.
Oh, that's sweet.
I appreciate that. Like, nah, put your card away. You got me next time. And same thing with my my partner. I don't always he don't always have to pay.
Yeah.
He likes to be treated too. I want to treat you nice.
When it comes to I'm married now, but some other people that are married may not agree with this, but when it comes to that stuff with us, I don't really. I feel like our money is combined. So like, you pull out a card, I pull out a card. It's the same joint account. Like, it don't. So that's why I don't see it as like you treating me or me treating you. Like, we're just paying for dinner.
Unless it's like, now I'm gonna use my personal account.
Now, yeah, we do have our own personal accounts.
Because I want to take you out. I don't want us to take us out.
Right.
I'm gonna take you out with my little card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm cool with group dinners with people that I know, and it's not. I want to be clear. It's not about how much you make and what you can do. I just like when people are realistic in their spending. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, well, this is not in my price range, I'm gonna get something small. Also, if I'm going somewhere with a group of people and it's for somebody's birthday, let me pitch in.
Yeah.
Like the birthday person shouldn't, and then also birthday person, don't pick nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Just because you know somebody's going to pay for you.
Or just like you said, even as a birthday person, be prepared to pay for your own meal if it comes down to that. Yeah. Right. I also would say like communicate up front. Like if you know you want to be a part of the birthday situation, but you know you've only budgeted a certain amount of money for this. I feel as though you ain't got to make a major announcement, but you should at least let a few people know. Hey, I know we going out for so-and-so birthday. I've only budgeted a certain amount, so I'm y'all just FYI, I'm probably going to get my own check or whatever, like, at least so that there's a few people at the table that already know your situation. And if it comes down to there may need to be a little extra, you can say, well, look, I done told Kendra and LaToya that I only had $60, so this is what I'm going to do.
Right. And a lot of times that person will be like, well, I'll cover you. Just give me whatever you have.
Right.
And that's
most of the time,
if that's what you have. Yeah. If those are your actual friends. But, yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. I think separate checks works the best.
I do too.
I think it works the absolute best. But if you're in a place where you can't get that,
because not all restaurants do that.
Yeah, bring cash. Bring more cash than you may even need, because you can always put that back. Yeah, you can always put your cash back. So that's my suggestion. I've always done it. I've always had cash, and because I went out. I ain't have enough cash. Luckily, he did do separate checks for everybody. But because what I would have just did was either, well, I don't know what I would have done.
You probably would have just talked to somebody and say, "Well, can I give you the cash?"
Right, and then I'll just cash, and then I can cash after
send you.
Like I can send
extra.
You whatever
now.
Yeah, because I have it in my account. I just don't have. I don't want to. I'd have figured. I mean, I would have had it. Yeah, that person would have had it, but. Anyway,
well, that was a good.
That was a good one.
Maybe it's short, maybe it's long.
It's maybe. Listen, let me tell you something. We don't know how much we keeping in this episode because we done talked, and like we've told y'all the last episode, sometimes we get into a conversation that we just can't just let it go because we got to finish. So everything again to save the relationships and people's identities. We might not have it. This might be an hour. It might be 45 minutes. It might be 30. You get what you get. But no, on the back end, the conversation was had. Some growth has happened here today.
Period.
So, with that being said, that's another episode.
Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button.
And get up in the comments.
Get in the comments. Tell your friends. Share it. Y'all been doing pretty good. I don't have any notes.
No notes for the crew.
No notes for the congregation. We appreciate y'all watching. Y'all know I'll be looking at the analytics, so appreciate y'all watching through. Y'all could get in the comments a little bit more though. We can use a little bit more engagement on that. But for the most part, y'all been doing good, so we appreciate it.
Yes. So until next time, keep living, loving, and laughing. And we will
drink to that.
You see who really be drinking. Bye.